I'm Mayumi from Table 42, and I'm joining from San Diego, California. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Table 42 and Onigiri action. And Deborah Sensei here, she's gonna talk, show you how to make fun Halloween theme onigiri.
Yes, this is our onigiri today that we're going to be making. And I think it'll be a lot of fun for everybody. To do this, all very simple, and you can just use whatever you have if you don't have all of the ingredients. So we'll get creative. All right.
Everybody can see my screen, okay? Okay. So let's change the word with onigiri. And a little bit about ourselves. So Table 42 is a non-profit organization started in Japan and came to the US in 2011. And we trying to tackle the global food imbalance. So in this world, 1 billion people don't have enough food. On the other hand, 2 billion people have health issues related to unhealthy eating. So we are trying to solve this by providing school meals to children in need and also promote healthy eating. So we have 3 programs. So one is called meal sharing program to provide school meals. And Onigiri action that we're gonna do today is a fall campaign. Also, we are trying to provide school meals. And the third one is our program to promote healthy eating. Is a Japanese-inspired food education program called Washoku Iku, Learn, Cook, Eat Japanese. So we teach elementary school students to up to adults how to eat healthy through Japanese cuisine and culture. And now we have all like online courses, on demand and live classes available. So actually yesterday was World Food Day, October 16th. That's set by the United Nations. And this is a day like people around the world think about food and take actions. And over 150 countries celebrate this day. And Table 42 holds whole campaign to celebrate this day every year. So that's the onigiri action. So we started the first one in 2015, and this is the 6th year. And every year, more and more people participate, means more school meals we could provide. So how it works is very simple, that you may buy or make onigiri posts and take photo and post on our campaign website or post on your social media with hashtag onigiri action. So then you can provide school meals. So for each onigiri related post, you can provide 5 school meals to children in need around the world. So it's free to participate. So who donate is that our partner organization. So you can see those, our partner organizations, Japanese business associations, like Japanese food companies and corporations. And you can find some local onigiri shops too. And last year, we had 300,000 onigiri photos posted in 45 days, and we could bring 1.6 million school meals. So this year, we're gonna do this until October 31st, and we hope to have many photos to bring many meals. So this is the website. When you post, you can put your address too, and you can see the photo on the map. So the photos are posted from all over the world. And I want to see how you can participate a little bit more. There's a short video.
Onigiri action. You can take a photo with this onigiri, or you can make a photo like this, or like this, or onigiri mask like this, or crochet onigiri, or you can hug onigiri,
So there are many ways to participate in this campaign. So they're my kids and who love onigiri and grew up with onigiri.
Sound
So
is great. We have to admit somebody, Miami.
Okay, Deborah, no, yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So we have a onigiri action website, and then you can find, actually we're doing onigiri photo hours too. When you post, you can apply for hour too. Every year we have amazing photos. So this one, my favorite one, it's a dog, but the nose looks like rice ball. And this is made with rice, lovely kid. And I'll show you this more. So you can find all the tools here. And when you want to post, you can click this. You can post. And you can post on this website or through social media too. So if you go here, you can see how many photos have been posted since October 1st, and it's counting. And so this is a map. So when you post, the photo will appear here. And these are the partners. And some of the products, if you purchase, a portion will be donated. So you can check it out. Okay, so Deborah's gonna talk more. Onigiri is Japanese rice ball made from rice wrapped with seaweed and various kinds of fillings. So it's very simple, easy to make. And also fun part is it can be very creative, like Pikachu, cute. And of course it's tasty. And why we chose onigiri is that because we are NPO from Japan, we want to feature some Japanese food. But also the most important thing is that it's a symbol of love and care. So it's a rare food that you make with your hands. So we want to put love into your onigiri and think about children who need help and join this action. So these photos can be posted on your social media, and you just add hashtag onigiri action. If you go to Instagram and search with hashtag onigiri action, you can find so many cute and fun photos, and you can be part of it. Could be very character, or could be dog shape. It looks very yummy. So it's just fun to see the photos too. And as the kids explained in the video, if you don't have onigiri, you can make onigiri shape like this, or even draw onigiri, and that'd be okay. I've seen some of the posts that people have Zoom call and then they make onigiri shape together, like with some creative one. And where the school meals go is that we support schools, children in East Africa, Southeast Asia, and here in the US. Here in the US, we support the schools to have healthier school meals. Usually healthier school meals cost more, so we support the difference. In East Africa, we provide school meals like these. Otherwise, they don't have school meals. And one photo brings 5 of these meals. And then that could bring many smiles. And we support those countries in East Africa. And the impact of school meals is big, significant. And since we started to provide school meals, we found attendance rate went up, that led to graduation rate went up. So it's very significant. And last week, we got the very exciting news that our partner organization, World Food Program, they provide school meals in Africa. They received the Nobel Peace Prize. So that means they were recognized that, school meals are very important to even bring peace. So your onigiri photos post makes children future bright. So I hope many can join this action. So there are just a few more ways to participate that very useful this year. We create this onigiri action mask and this cute onigiri action t-shirts. So they are sold at this bonfire.com. But if you can search onigiri action t-shirts mask, you can find the link. And then all the proceeds will be donated to provide school meals. So for example, if you purchase a t-shirt, you can provide 30 school meals. And it's very cute too. And if you just want to simply donate, you can text onigiri to this number 44321, and then you can get a link to go to online donation. And so this time, it's very difficult to get together, make onigiri, but you can be creative. We can do Zoom call with your families and friends. And so we prepare this background like this and many onigiri. And so that's all available on this website, usatable42.org. And if you use Snap camera, we created onigiri ears and nose, and it's fun too. And at the end, I just want to show you the fun way that you can do onigiri action Zoom call. Let me show one just short video. So that's a fun way to do onigiri action you can pass along. Maybe you can do today, I don't know. So just be creative and then enjoy onigiri and make a difference. And so just make sure that hashtag onigiri action, so you can go to website or post it on your social media. So now I wanna introduce our Deborah Sensei, who's gonna show you how to make a fun Halloween theme onigiri.
Hi. 2020 event. You'll have fun and it'll be for a good cause as well. I am the lead curriculum developer for Washoku Iku, the program where we go into the schools and teach kids, as Mayumi said, about Japanese cuisine, food culture, and nutrition. And kids and everybody really loves Japanese food. So it's been a really positive experience. And then when March hit and the schools closed, we flipped into online cooking classes. So I'm sure all of you have been participating in lots of Zoom things. And the really nice thing about it is that we can reach so many more people than we would in just a classroom. So thank you for being here today. Onigiri I like to explain to people, most of you know who are here, but it's kind of like it's the quintessential comfort food of Japan. Everybody's mom or dad or grandma or grandpa made these wonderful rice balls that kids would take in their bento boxes for lunch or going on a picnic. And it's sort of the equivalent of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich here in the United States, because it's something that everybody has had at one point in their life, although onigiri is much more important to Japanese culture. And this is made with a short grain japonica rice, either short or medium grain rice, what people here call sushi rice. It is not actually sushi rice because sushi rice has a vinegar and sugar dressing in it, which makes it that kind of sweet and sour flavor that you get when you're having nigiri sushi or sushi with the raw fish on it or other kinds of sushi. This is just plain, delicious rice. And this kind of rice can be eaten, as I said, plain, or you can have all sorts of interesting fillings and toppings with it. Today we're going to go simple because we're doing some character themes, but it wouldn't be a class unless I showed you how to make onigiri the traditional way. This is the very simplest of rice balls. And we talked about onigiri being transmitting love, and the love is transmitted through the hands. And so I'm just going to demonstrate to those who do not yet know how to make onigiri. I've got a Zojirushi rice cooker, and Zojirushi is one of our sponsors and has donated so many rice cookers for us to use while we're teaching in class. So I'm going to put some rice. Warm rice is key in making any type of rice ball. And I'm going to now turn on, well, in a second, and I'm just going to slash at it a little bit. If anybody would like to make a traditional onigiri right now, you can follow along with me, but I'm just going to show you the traditional way of doing this and transmitting the love through my hands. So we've got the rice, and this is sticky rice. There's another type of sticky rice, mochi gome, and that's used to make mochi, but this is not that kind of rice. But you're going to wet your hands, okay? And then you're going to put a little bit of salt on your hands. Now, everybody's family may make this a little bit differently, but you put the salt on your hands to add a little bit more flavor to the rice. And make sure your hands are damp, not totally wet, but wet enough so that the rice is not going to stick to it when you make the rice ball. And I hope my hands are wet enough too. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just starting to form a ball which is allowing the rice to adhere to each other. And now I'm going to start to make the shape of a triangle. I'm just going to wet my fingers just a little bit more. And so my right hand is my dominant hand, so I'm going to make an L shape, and my left hand is where I'm going to let the ball sit. So I'm going to lightly compress the ball, starting to form a triangle, and then I'm going to flip and turn it and compress again. And you don't want to do this too many times, just enough so that it sticks together, and you have your classic rice ball. And then you put a little bit of nori, of the roasted seaweed, around here, and this is perfect, ready for a snack or ready for your bento box or a picnic, okay? So now we're gonna get started in doing the Halloween onigiri. Is everybody ready? I wanna make sure that you're all set. I'm just gonna wipe my hands off, and that is, I want to make sure people are participating and that you have everything. And I'm going to now share my camera. All right, share my screen. I have a second camera, and this will help you to be able to see a little bit better what I am doing. And hopefully you'll all be able to follow along with me. Okay, so everybody can see here? Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay. Actually, I'm going to bring you back to just me because we're going to do a fun trick first, because what we're going to do is make make the ghost. So before we do that, I'd like you to get out your 2 custard cups that you have. Does everybody have them? And we are going to do a really cool trick by making a rice ball with 2 custard cups, okay? If you've got them, and then you just want to wet the inside of 1 cup and wet the inside of another cup. And now you're going to take some warm rice, put it in your cup like this. It can be a small rice bowl. It can be anything, but you need 2 of them, okay? Is everybody ready? I'm going to put 1 top on the bottom, and then what I'm going to do is start to shake. Shake, 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 and somehow or other, miraculously, it is magic, we are going to get a perfect ball, all done without having your hands touch it. I don't know the science behind it, but it's an awfully great trick. So this we're going to use now, okay, to make our ghost. All right, and you're going to start to shape it and twist this saran wrap here so that the ball of rice now is becoming longer and longer, and you're pressing it but not too hard. And then I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to make a little indentation so the ghost looks like it's floating. Is everybody with me? All right. And so what I had meant to do before, which I'd forgotten, was to put some salt on it. So we're just going to put a little bit of salt on it now. Keep the wrap right underneath it, okay? And just bend it a little bit, all right? And I'm just going to put a little bit of salt here. And what you want to do now is make some eyes. And you can use a straw to make the eyes if you want, or you can just use scissors and take some nori. And what I find very helpful is to cut 2 eyes at one time so they're the same size. It's not as intuitive as you think. I did not do that and was wondering why my eyes were not being the same. So just try and cut with your nori some eyes. Okay. And it's right to the thing. And then you can put a little mouth there, a circular mouth, and get your... Okay, so there you are. You've got... And this is kind of a simple one here. And all it is it's the plain rice, and we add some ketchup and some corn for the teeth, and again, cutting the nori for the features. So let's get the rice, and what you want to do is take a bowl or a cup. A teacup works very well, a Japanese teacup, it's a good size. And I know this is a little mottainai wasteful, but it's easy to make these forms with this. So you want to line it with some saran wrap, and again, get your rice. If the rice is cold, it doesn't stick together as well, and it gets a little hard. So if you're starting with cold rice, you should probably put it in the microwave for just a minute or two. So I am going to, okay, put it in a plain bowl, and we're going to have the rice here. And now just take your ketchup, about a teaspoon, okay? And we're making a pumpkin. Now I know red and white makes pink, but we're hoping this looks a little orange. So you just want a little bit of the ketchup, put it in your rice. And ketchup rice is a very kind of homey thing. People use it to make rice. Try to get an even color. And now you can get your teacup back and put in the wrap. And now you're going to put in the rice.
Deborah, there's a question. Is that a teaspoon or a tablespoon of ketchup?
Teaspoon. Teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
Just enough to make it a little bit red, okay? And now, this is the way we very often teach kids how to make onigiri, because it's very simple and you don't get your hands sticky and full of rice. So what we're going to do now, and this is something that is done very often in Japan. So you're going to pick up the edges of the wrap, bring them up, okay? And then bring the other two edges up like this and bring it up around here. And now you see you have a little pouch. And what you're going to do is just twist it and start to, again, form the ball the same way as you would make the onigiri with your bare hands. Now you're doing it in triangle. We just need a ball. And again, not too much, but enough for it to stick together. And here I'm going to, I had discovered while I was making this, they were very hard to pick up. That if I took a little piece, if I took a piece of nori and cut it, the nori, and I'm putting it on the bottom as I open up like this, rough side to the rice, shiny side out. Okay, and now it's much easier to hold. Again, keep your rice on top of the plastic wrap. And so now you're ready to make your jack-o'-lantern face. I have some corn. You can use anything you want. You can just use seaweed if you want. But if you want to use some corn, what I find has been very helpful, I try to make a little bit of an indentation here and then put the corn so it kind of sets in there, okay? But you're just going to set maybe 3 or 4 pieces of corn, and helpful to pick up with a toothpick. And you can put the corn in opposite directions like a scary jack-o'-lantern mouth. And I'll put in another one. How's everybody doing? Okay. And another corn. Whoops. Other direction. Okay. And there you've got your mouth. And now you want to work on your nose and your eyes. What I have found to be very easy is that the seaweed, if you're cutting squares, it's got the corner already there. And so it's easy to just cut out a triangle right from that spot. And again, oh, I should have done 2 at one time. Well, mine was going to have a slightly different size. And then rough side down, shiny side up. You've got one eye. and cut your next one. Okay, so now you want to define the mouth a little bit. If you can see where I cut my circle, I kind of have the shape of a mouth there. So if I can cut around that a little bit, that will give me the bottom of the mouth. I'm a much better cook than a decorator, so I'm doing my best here. And let's cross the top. And I can use another piece and go in the other direction and down. You get the picture. Okay. And now the nose, any shape you want. Another little triangle, and I usually go in the opposite direction, like that. Okay. He's looking pretty scary. And then the very last thing is to put a little top, a little stem on our pumpkin. Cut a little bit, just a little piece like that. And again, when you're going to try to insert something, you want to make a little bit of a hole for it. So I have a little bit of chopstick at the top of his head, and I'll insert the. All right. Okay. So now, as you can see, picking it up, you pick it up with your wrap. And now if I want to hold it, I have the little naughty on the back. So that's helping me. So I'm going to put this down here. So we've got smoked salmon and naughty. And again, of course, the seaweed on the back. I was talking to somebody the other day, another one of our instructors. I said, what else could we use if people didn't want to use smoked salmon? And she said, how about carrot strips? So she made a jack onigiri with carrot strips that she used to peel the carrot, and she got the thin strips, and then she put them in the microwave and softened them, and you were able to make this pumpkin face with it. So if anybody wants to try that at another time, that would be great. All right, so there we go. And put wrap in the bottom. This is going to be help us to facilitate getting the smoked salmon slices. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to line the cup with the salmon before we put in the rice. So that'll make the base of the face. So you can just take some salmon pieces, put them in the bottom. So you're just going to form the base by putting pieces of salmon. And if you have to cut the salmon, that's fine. Or I'll just trim it a little bit. And like this. Okay, so now you can see we've got the salmon all around the bottom, and you can do, if you like, you can put a piece of naughty down here. Take your salmon, put it on the side. I'm going to just wipe off my hands, and now I'm going to put the rice into a teacup. And you can see that it really helps you to have two free hands when you're doing this. So the rice is going in, all right? And same routine. We are now going to gather up the edges like this. And two opposing edges, and then up the third side and the fourth, and we're going to lift it up. And now we're going to twist and twist so that you feel this compressing. And this is very much like another very famous or popular It's actually a sushi dish. It's called temari sushi, where you can put any kind of toppings on the rice ball, and it goes down in the bottom, whether it's a shrimp or a cucumber or a mushroom. And they're made much smaller than this, and they're very beautiful, and they're very often taken on picnics. So now you have your salmon pumpkin. You're just going to cut around, not exactly that size of the pumpkin bottom, but a little bit less. And rough side goes against the rice. And got that. And now you're going to flip it over, and you have something that you're able to hold on to. Put them down on the top of your plastic wrap, and you're going to start decorating again. Now you're just going to start to decorate the top, and I was just about to show you, this is a naughty punch, a seaweed punch, and this is what is often used when people make very kawaii onigiri, and you're taking a piece of seaweed like this. I know you may not have this, but I just want to show you this as an option should you ever decide to get it. And you punch, and there are the pieces. And then you can just put the pieces onto, and it's very cute. It's a very simple way to decorate. And there you go. And if you don't have this, then you'll be cutting out your naughty. Okay? And to give it a little personality, I decided to make that one. This is a girl. And then again, you want a little topping for your head. So we'll take, you can do a scallion. And all right. Kawaii. Kawaii and oishi, delicious. A couple of rings, and then I cut the nori in the shape of a bat, flying over the moon, and the scene. Japanese rice, when you make onigiri and you're taking it for a lunch or a picnic, it tastes good cold. And that really makes it a very different variety of rice from others. Other rices don't taste good cold by themselves. They have to be reheated. But Japanese rice is quite delicious and quite soft still when it's served at room temperature. You never refrigerate Japanese rice because it will become hard. But here's my tuna mayo. It's tuna, mayonnaise, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of sesame oil. Okay, so back to the rice. And you can mix it, you can put in katsuobushi, which are bonito flakes, and you can put in any other kinds of fillings. You can put in scrambled eggs, the traditional fillings of umeboshi, which is the pickled plum, that can go in the middle. So right now what I'm doing is just putting the rice back in, and then I'm going to take my spoon, make a little indentation in the middle, and then add, tuna. Okay, I have a spoon that had a little bit too much in there. Don't fill it too much because it will have a tendency to spill over. So you just want about a tablespoon in, like this. And then you're going to cover that with some more rice. Little and pick it up and form a ball first. Just start it, and the pressure is very light. It's not down, you're not squeezing it, it's just a light pressure. And then once the rice feels like it's together, then you can start making the ball. And you're compressing and flip. Flip, compress. Flip and shape. I'm really supposed to be doing it this way, but you can't see, so I'm just like that. And you have your tuna. Now, rough side goes against the rice, and I'm just going to, it's not actually quite the right size for this, so I'm going to go in this direction here, like that. And now, just so you will know what's in it, you can take a little bit of tuna and put it on top.
Onigiri.
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 Great. And before we eat, everybody knows we say, itadakimasu.
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 And everybody stay safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
またね。バイバイ。
またね